So we're gonna start off really simply here. This tres leche recipe is actually one of the easiest I've come up with, and it's great. It's great fun to make. And if you're not that great at baking, then it's just something that's really, really straightforward, really simple. Not too many ingredients, not too many processes. Something anyone can make. So we're just gonna start off here. I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour that's mixed in with 1 tablespoon of baking powder. In this bowl here, I have 6 egg yolks, which I separated from the 6 egg whites. And then I have a cup of white sugar here, which I'm going to add to our egg yolks here. And now, this is basically all the ingredients you need just to make the cake. We're going to mix everything. So I'm going to start by making sure with an electric whisk. If you have a mixer, then that's better. You can use that. If not, then you can use like what I'm using here, which is a handheld mixer. There we go. And I'm just going to whisk the egg whites to form nice soft peaks. Here we go. Once our whites are done, I'm just going to bring in our yolks with the 1 cup of sugar and the same. I'm just going to mix that until it's nice and creamy. Watch out with smaller bowls because it kind of gets everywhere, but once you're there, it should be okay. So I'm just going to mix this for about 3 minutes until it gets nice and creamy and white. When all our mixes are done, we're just going to bring everything together really simply. We're going to get our main bowl here. Just make some space. And then we're just going to take a spatula and we're just going to fold everything in until it gets nice and combined. So just scrape out our egg yolk and sugar mixture into the egg whites. I'm just going to fold that in. And then we're just going to little by little add in our flour mixture here. Make sure everything's nicely incorporated. Once it's all nicely incorporated, we're just going to take some butter here, and we're just going to butter this pan just to make sure that nothing really sticks to our cake, so that we can remove it really easily when we're done with it later. Now I'm just going to take this tres leches cake and I'm going to put it in, so like I said, an oven that's around 180 degrees Celsius in the medium rack, and we're going to put that in for about 15 minutes. How you know it's cooked is when you insert a toothpick in it and it comes out just nice and clean. Just don't make sure not to overcook it, because that's not what you want either. So the time is 7:15, so at 7:30 this baby's going to be out. Now comes the fun part. We're going to do the bathing liquid. So, tres leche, like the name suggests, is Spanish for 3 milks. So, because it's a sponge cake, well, it's a basic sponge cake like you saw, that we're going to imbibe and really just marinate with 3 different types of milk. So it's really simple, probably one of the worst and fattening things, but you're only doing this once a year, right, for Valentine's. I really, really hope you don't do this recipe ever again in your life unless it's for a special occasion. If you do this every weekend, my friend, you have a problem. So I put 1 can of evaporated milk. Super simple. Then I'm going to open 1 can of, yes, my friends, my fellow Filipinos, your favorite condensed milk. 1 whole can just in there. Make sure to get all of that out. Probably the manliest cake there is out there, because it's just really so simple to do, and it's just really just incorporating flavors together. Nothing really hard or complicated. And then we're just going to add 1 cup of cream. You can use any regular cream here. I'm using cream that's usually best used for whipping, which is perfect. I'm just going to add that 1 cup also in that bowl. Make sure, like me, you get a bigger bowl, not a small one like this. And then our finishing touch, we're just going to add some rum. So like I said, to spice it up, I have some extra aged rum. This is something you want. You want something that's aged with lots of nice flavors. And we're just going to add maybe a tablespoon or two of this great rum into our imbibing liquid. Just really get that taste going. If you serve this to your kids, no, they're not going to get drunk. Trust me. It's just really more for a flavor profile than anything else. And we're just going to mix that together until everything is well combined. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to take a knife and we're going to make holes a little bit everywhere in the cake. And this will help our liquid and glaze really permeate the cake nicely. And so it gets nice and spongy, and then all that liquid is just nicely absorbed. So we're just going to take a nice plastic container here. And what I did is I flipped our sponge around. You see here, it's a perfect cake. It's really light and moist, and I know this is going to be fabulous. And I made holes on that side, and I'm just going to make a little bit more holes here on this side. Make sure to go deep with it, and this time I'm going to use a fork, so it'll just really help get that liquid all inside and perfect and beautiful. Just going to make holes a little bit everywhere, and then slowly we're just going to add a little bit of our liquid, a little bit around. And what you'll see happening is that really easily, it's just sorry about that. It's just going to get absorbed really quickly by the cake because we made those holes. So just little by little until everything gets nicely absorbed by the cake itself. So you'll see that the cake really, and I finished the bowl here, the cake just really absorbed all of the juices. And look, I'll just use a fork to show you. If I press down, you see that juice coming up? See, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. So it's really like a sponge, absorbing all the flavor from the condensed milk, the evaporated milk, and it just gives it a nice, beautiful texture that's just so sumptuous. And then what's great about this is that you can leave it in the fridge for about 4 days, and it'll just keep getting better. If you're like me and you like rum, I like to add just to finish up with some rum on top like that, just so I can, because you know, it's for adults really, so, and it's something that I actually do enjoy the taste of rum in my cakes. And we're just going to leave that minimum, let's say about 3-4 hours in the fridge. So what's great about you can make it in the morning and just leave it all night, and then so that when you prepare your Valentine's dinner, you have something ready to go in the evening. So it's the next morning. As you can see, it's daylight already. Our cake's been steeping in the milk juices that we put a while ago in the fridge, and it's absorbed all that fantastic flavor. It's become basically milk clogged. The sponge just really got bigger. It increased in size, and all the flavor is just in there. So right before serving, what we're going to do is we're going to make a really quick meringue, which we're just going to top our cake with. And it's a very simple recipe. So I'm just going to take, I have 3 egg whites here, 2/3 of a cup of sugar. I'm just going to put in there. And then to that, we're just going to add 2 tablespoons of water. Just 2 tablespoons of water, and then just a little bit of vanilla. We're then going to take a handheld mixer, and just for 1 minute, at low speed, we're just going to make sure everything's nicely mixed together. Then since, you know, no one likes to eat raw white egg whites, so with meringue it's very important to bring up the egg temperature to what is considered cooked, which is usually 140 Fahrenheit. So I've got a pot of hot boiling water here going, and what we're going to do, we're going to take a candy thermometer. I'm just going to put that in there and then read it for now. You can see that it's not registering anything because it's extremely cold as of now. So what we're going to do, we're just going to put our egg whites on top of this boiled water while mixing, and we're going to bring up the temperature to about 140 once you insert your candy thermometer in there. It's very important to keep mixing, or else it's just going to solidify and get completely cooked, and it'll just become like an egg white omelet with sugar, which is disgusting. So make sure you keep on mixing. It really won't take long to get the temperature up, so just make sure you keep You keep putting your finger in there, keep putting your thermometer in there to make sure that the temperature doesn't go up too high. So once all our components are done, bring out your cake from the fridge. What we're going to do now is just going to cut a little piece for our service. So you'll see that it'll cut very nicely. Just be very careful to make sure you got a nice clean shape going. And hopefully when I turn this around it won't break. It's very fragile, but even if it does, it doesn't really matter. It's just super tasty. He or she will really appreciate the effort you put in there. So just with a spatula, I'm just going to gently take the piece of cake out. Just like that. We're going to put it right in the middle of our plate. Okay. That's freaking. That's delicious. So you got your plate, your cake on the plate already. Wipe it down a little. Feel little crumbs around. Not a problem. Then we're going to use the extra sauce, excess sauce. That's usually once your cake is filled with milk, it usually lets go some of the sauce. So we're just going to take a little bit of it, and then we're going to just put that around our cake like that. Then we're going to take my meringue here. So with the help of either a spoon or a spatula or whatever you want to use, I'm just going to use a big spoon again. I'm going to take a dollop of my meringue, and I'm just going to place it on top of my cake, just like that. And then the final touch here is, again, since you guys seemed to enjoy this last time, with the help of a blowtorch. Just close my window here. There. With the help of a blowtorch, I'm just going to toast the meringue a little bit to give it some color. Get all the sides nice and toasted. You can see it puffs up a little, and it gets a little crispy, which is exactly what we want, and that's exactly where you want to get it. So there you go. That's our tres leches cake with crunchy, crispy meringue on top, and it's just a fantastic Valentine's gift. And a lot of people are asking for baking, and here you go. If you do this, trust me, the person you're in love with, the person you're dating with, the person you want to impress will be thoroughly and incredibly impressed, and it just tastes good to boot. Look at that. For me, the best thing you can do for someone you love, and just for the person that you're with, and show them how to appreciate, I guess, Valentine's Day. For me, Valentine's Day is more of just showing effort, that you can put effort into the relationship, and the best way to do so is not by, if you don't have time to cook a lavish meal, because alas, a lot of us have to work and go to work, and after a night you probably don't have that much time to cook a meal, but at least what you can do in advance is make a cake and surprise her or him with a cake. And what's great about a cake is just that it takes a lot of time. It's a lot of time consuming, and it's very intricate, and it's following a certain recipe. So once you show that person that you made a cake for them, then they'll really appreciate all the work and all the time that went into it. And I think a cake is probably the best way to show love to someone. So happy Valentine's Day. See you guys.